was a bit of a one-hit wonder at the moment. There's a 10 to 15% chance that there will be a cut today. So it's possible, but pretty unlikely. And the reason is there is just still so much uncertainty. There is so much at play at the moment. We have the uncertainty of a 5-week election campaign where there could be big spends that could impact inflation. We could have a hung parliament and the uncertainty that that creates. There's Donald Trump and his tariffs. And there's also the upcoming quarterly inflation data. And that is something that the RBA board will want to see before they make another cut. So it does look much more likely that we will see a cut when they meet again in May.
David, what are the big banks predicting? We always know polls, banks, experts can sometimes get it wrong, but what's the general consensus?
Look, I mean, as mentioned, I mean, the general consensus out there is the bank won't cut rates today. The major banks aren't expecting a rate cut. You know, it's during an election campaign. The RBA would like to avoid doing anything during election campaigns. And I think it does have a good excuse in that it can wait for the quarterly inflation numbers. And if they are good, then move in May, I think, is the general sort of sentiment at the moment.
So in regards to inflation, as Amelia mentioned before, look, the Australian economy can do really well. The current leaders can manage the economy and inflation. But there are many outside factors, including the tariffs and what's going on overseas, that can affect our inflation and therefore the official cash rate. What are your thoughts on that, especially the tariffs?
Yeah, well, I mean, the good news for us is that we are not proposing to increase tariffs on the United States. So that source of inflation, you know, from higher prices for imports isn't something we need to worry about. But certainly in the US, I think the more of the concern at the moment is the general tit-for-tat trade wars could weaken global growth. So it's actually more of a risk to growth than a risk to inflation, at least in Australia. So if anything, it supports the RBA eventually cutting rates. Whereas in the US, it is more mixed because they will be raising inflation at the same time as potentially dampening growth through their big tariff increases, or at least what they propose.
Amelia, we're expecting the cash rate to stay on hold today. So looking out to the rest of the year, especially if those inflation figures are good, what do you think may happen the rest of this year with the cash rate? Well,
we've been told to expect at least another 2 cuts this year. So at this stage, most markets and economists are expecting that will be in May, the 19th of May, the meeting on the 19th with decision on the 20th for those playing at home. So it does seem likely that we will see a cut then. It's also worth noting that we have a bit of a wonky rate at the moment, the 4.1%. So there's also an open door to a mini cut, a 10 basis point cut, which won't make a huge lot of difference, but it's still moving in the right direction. So maybe we see a 0.25%, then a smaller cut, and maybe that's it.
Yeah, we'll see what plays out. Amelia and David, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. James Tao joins us now from ING Bank. James, sticking with the finance and interest rates, how's the stock market reacting ahead of this really important decision from the RBA today?
Yeah, afternoon, Tash. As was mentioned earlier, markets aren't really expecting too much activity out of the RBA today. Rates to remain on hold. So we have seen a decent lift so far this morning. Of course, yesterday was one of the largest falls that we've seen so far this year. A bit of a rebound on Wall Street certainly helped that as well. About a 30-point improvement for the ASX 200. It's been rather broad in terms of the improvements as well. It's been led by the likes of our miners, consumer staples and supermarkets and real estate companies as well. So what we have seen, though, is the Aussie dollar just fall back a little bit at the moment. It's now buying about 62.4 US cents. A little bit of global uncertainty, certainly not helping the Aussie dollar at the moment as well.
James, thank you. Well, in the next hour, an Australian-led culinary space test will take flight. It's being dubbed Mission Mush Vroom. Yes, Mush Vroom. For the first time, scientists will investigate whether fungi can be successfully grown in microgravity and be used as a sustainable food source for astronauts. The research will be carried out on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. And joining us this afternoon to explain all of this is Dr. Flavia Fayette-Moore. She is leading the experiment and joins us from Cape Canaveral in Florida. Doctor, good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you feeling ahead of this big launch?
It's amazing. It's so cool to be right here, close to where the rocket's going to be launched. And our little babies that we've been working on so hard are going to be flying up into space. So especially given that Eric Phillips, who's the Framanaut on FRAM 2 mission that's going to be documenting our mushroom growth in space. It's very, very, very exciting.
So explain to us why this is so important if this can work. What does it mean?
Well, basically, we have amazing plants being grown in space, and mushrooms complement the plant system as a potential crop for the future exploration missions that we're planning for the moon and to Mars. Mushrooms grow in very small spaces. They can grow in the dark. They don't need a lot of resources like water, and they are highly nutritious. So it's pretty amazing that you can get a single crop that has 4 different B vitamins. It has copper, selenium, and have this natural ability to make vitamin D, just like humans can when we expose our skin to the sun. Because astronauts in space can't really expose their skin to UV light because they get kind of those cosmic galactic rays along with the UV. So it's a very exciting crop to attempt to grow in space.
So how do you keep an eye on this crop, and when will you know if this is actually working, this experiment?
The beauty that mushrooms double in size every day. So this is at about 3.5-day mission. So when it's documented in space, we'll see how they're doing. And when it splashes down, we will have a look when we get the experiment back from SpaceX, and then we can send it to the laboratory for analysis. So we can look at the morphology, how it grew, which direction. We can look at all the nutritionals. And if we have enough samples, we might even look at the DNA as well.
So what does this mean long term? Have you got a time frame on when you'll actually see this crop and then be able to analyse its progression?
Exactly. So within the week, we'll know how they grew in space. So it's only going to be about a week before we get our experiment back, and in space, and do all the research that we need to ensure the food safety of the crop, and that we can actually use it in a system that complements the plants that are currently being researched and grown in space.
We wish you all the best with this very exciting mission, and thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
A Jetstar flight from Bali to Melbourne has been forced to turn around after a passenger tried to open a door mid-flight. It occurred around an hour after the plane left Denpasar last night. Flight crew did manage, though, to stop the woman and restrained her. Jetstar says the incident is now being investigated, and it comes only hours after vision surfaced of 2 Jetstar passengers almost coming to blows on a flight from Melbourne to Bali. Bad news for Australian smokers. As of today, it won't be just the packaging that comes with serious health warnings. Individual cigarettes will also have their own messages now urging you to quit as well. Words will be printed on the filter and they don't burn down. Australia is only the 2nd country in the world to introduce these new measures, following Canada's lead. To our feature report on the island of 57,000 resisting a major takeover by a world superpower. The new Prime Minister of Greenland defiantly declaring his country will never be owned by the US, despite a determined President Donald Trump vowing to do whatever he has to do to seize control. Europe correspondent Ben Downey takes an in-depth look at this territory fighting for its future.
Here, at the edge of the world, Greenland finds itself at the centre of a new geopolitical struggle. Conflict is threatening to return to these Arctic waters for the first time since the Second World War. 80 years ago, it was the United States that used this island territory to launch attacks against the Nazis. But now, if you ask Greenlanders, it's the US that poses the greatest threat to their way of life.
20,000 people live peacefully in its capital, Nuuk. Since it was settled nearly 5,000 years ago, Greenlanders have almost exclusively used their waters to fish and welcomed visitors to the world's largest island. But now locals, whose families stretch back generations, look over the horizon with a sense of foreboding.
We are very worried in Greenland, and we are very afraid, and we feel that we are standing alone.
Donald Trump's boast he would buy Greenland during his first presidential term was effectively disregarded here. But during his second administration, the US president has repeatedly expressed his desire for the Danish territory. One that is not only rich in culture and rare earth minerals, it is foremost prized as a strategic military outpost. As Arctic sea ice melts, new shipping and naval routes are opening.
We have to have Greenland. It's not a question of, do you think we can do without it? We can.
Now, a people who are comfortable living in some of the most harsh conditions are for the first time being forced to endure a climate of fear.
We are very worried because we are non-violent people.
JD Vance touched down at the US space base here in March.
It's cold as here. Nobody told me.
The only people who welcomed the Vice President to Greenland were the military personnel under his command. Local anger quickly changing the minds of businesses like this tourist agency that had originally accepted an invite to host America's Second Lady.
We decided to politely tell them that we were not interested in her visit. We can't accept what they are, especially what Trump is saying now and his goal to take over Greenland.
The same day of the vice presidential tour, Greenland formed a new governing coalition. The territory's representative in Denmark's parliament, Arja Chemnitz, has watched a local election campaign dominated by the issue of American pressure.
Many Greenlanders that I've been talking to, they've been saying that they have had sleepless nights.
We are open for business, but we are not for sale.
The White House isn't only pressuring the nation's politicians. Propaganda videos are pushed into the timelines of its citizens.
Now is the time to stand together again. For peace, for security, for the future, America stands with Greenland.
Offering them an ultimatum.
I think that you'd be a lot better coming under the United States security umbrella than you have been under Denmark's security umbrella.
Even the allure of American investment hasn't intrigued the business community.
I don't see anywhere in the world where the business community is looking forward to being overtaken by another power.
Jürgen Borsen campaigned for Trump in America, was later invited to the White House, and now finds himself an outcast in a community he believes needs renewal, the kind Donald Trump could bring.
I think it's for time for a country. We have a lot of sufferer of violence, suicide and crime, because maybe we have been so long in colonial from Denmark.
But for millennia, life in the tundra has always been difficult. A point of pride for its citizens who've maintained a thriving culture.
Represent our ancient, tattoos. And this is, we are very, spiritual here in Greenland. And this is me, I'm a Reuben woman.
And what does that mean?
Nobody tells me what to do.
Ben Downey with that special report. After the break right here on 7, Tim Lester will be live with the latest from the election campaign trail. Then guess who's coming to town? The city of Venice gets set for a lavish billionaire wedding. Lucy McLeod will have all your entertainment news. Also in sport, the NRL admits 4 players should have been binned for foul play. And later we sit down with the cast of the smash hit series, The White Lotus.
Don't panic. Listen to the question. Don't score too high or I'll hate you.
The Chase, tomorrow on 7 and 7+.
Getting ready in a rush? Refresh and restyle with Batiste Dry Shampoo, $6.84 each from Chemist Warehouse. It gently removes oil to refresh hair between washes and is great for adding lift and texture. Live, look, feel fabulous every day at Chemist Warehouse.
Next term, we'll deliver more bulk billing for all Australians and open more free Medicare urgent care clinics, making it easier for Australians to once more see a GP for free.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
Hard to reach stains? Try Harpic Fresh Power Tablets. Simply drop and go to help remove stains. Clean where the brush can't reach with new Harpic Fresh Power Cleaning Tablets. For easy toilet cleaning, try Harpic Tablets today.
When the lucky country isn't so lucky, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky
lucky you're with Amy.
It might look like a beauty, but it's a no from John West. It's what John West rejects that makes John West the best. The same great catch, now in a fresh new pack.
We'll be the place where the ocean meets the sky. We'll soak it up and have the time of our lives. These are the moments we live for. Once in a lifetime, everything we want more. This is the start of a new day, the good life. These are the moments we live for.
Getting my script tonight is so simple.
Over 2 million Australians have turned to instant scripts for their healthcare needs. Our doctors are here for you 24/7.
Next term, we'll deliver more bulk billing for all Australians and open more free Medicare urgent care clinics, making it easier for Australians to once more see a GP for free.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
Back now to the federal election campaign, and Tim Lester is travelling with the Liberal leader and joins us now live from Melbourne. Tim, good afternoon. Peter Dutton has just wrapped up a news conference outlining his Melbourne Rail Master Plan.
Yes, Tash, good afternoon to you. And this out here is the flight path for Melbourne Airport to underscore what Mr Dutton has announced. He will pour billions of dollars into a rail link from Melbourne Airport via some suburban settings into the city. Billions on that plan, but he's taking billions out of another rail plan here in Melbourne, the suburban rail loop that's backed by the Labor state government. So he's set Melbourne up to be a complete fight over two competing rail plans, the one backed by Labor and the one he's backing. In fact, when we spoke to him a short time ago, the opposition leader admitted his plan would kill Labor's option.
You are declaring the suburban rail link dead if you're in government. That's what you're doing, right?
We are saying that our priority for Victoria is this project, and we are saying that for us, we're not supporting the suburban rail loop. It won't happen because it's a $200 billion pipe dream.
Melbourne absolutely critical in this election, perhaps has more fluid seats that could go from Labor to the coalition than any other state. As well, Mr Dutton talking about the importance of housing and how he might relax some lending criteria to make getting home loans easier. He has also confirmed that the first debate has been agreed between he and Anthony Albanese. It will be on 1 week today. Tash.
Tim Lester, thank you. The Mayor of Venice has confirmed that billionaire Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are getting married in the iconic Italian city. Lucy McLeod is here with all your latest entertainment news. And Lucy, it has the locals concerned though.
Yes, Tash, it has caused a little concern with the locals, fearing that their daily life will be disrupted by an influx of tourists and celebrities. But the mayor says the billionaire's wedding won't be as big as you might think, with only 200 guests invited. If you didn't cop an invite, though, you might still be able to catch a glimpse of the wedding of the year if you just so happen to be in Venice in the last week of June. But you will need to pack a pair of binoculars because they are expected to say "I do" from their super yacht. In other news, after weeks of teasing new music, the new era of Miley Cyrus is finally here. The pop star releasing the lead single from her upcoming album, Something Beautiful. Tell me something I can hold on to, you who I belong to. Miley's ninth studio album is set for release at the end of May. And in an emotional new interview, Elton John is opening up about his age. The 78-year-old music legend revealing how the lyrics on his final song of the new album, When the World Is Done With Me, made him contemplate life in a way he never has before.
You want every single moment to count. And so this was a song about
I don't want to die. I want to be with my children. I want to be with David forever. All I want on my gravestone is he was a great dad. Nothing to do with music.
Elton John says his sons Zachary and Elijah and his husband David are his proudest achievements in life. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has revealed his private jet was forced to make an emergency landing after mid-air mechanical issues. The $65 million jet ran into problems 40 minutes into the flight from Hawaii to Texas.
And he says, Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry to inform you, it was a hydraulics issue. And especially when the computer of the airplane is saying, don't fly anymore over the ocean, you got to get back to land. You can't help but think it's human nature, like, man, is this it? Is this how I check out?
He says nothing like a mid-air scare to make you realise what truly matters in life. And that is all your entertainment news for today. Tash.
Lucy, thank you. Time for sport now with Liam Tapper. And Liam, a big admission from the NRL.
Gilbert. Players are on notice that similar acts will result in 10 in the bin.
The referees know what the decision tree looks like. Direct, forceful contact, so where we saw shoulders directly into the head, no mitigation, player wasn't falling, that's a clear sin bin. And we saw about 4 of those occasions on this round, and it was unfortunate.
All 4 players were later fined or suspended. Magpies coach Craig McRae says Thursday's AFL blockbuster against the Blues feels like a final. Collingwood have won the past 2 matchups by less than a goal and won't be taking Carlton lightly, despite their arch-rivals' winless start this season.
Yeah, there is a sense of a finals-like feel about it, maybe because we've had a bye as well. No, the players train with huge intensity today. We're well aware it's round 4. But there is a big build-up to this game, which we step into and we embrace and we're excited for.
Tonight, Richmond forward Ryan Mansell will contest his 3-week ban at the AFL Tribunal for a push that resulted in St Kilda's Liam O'Connell being concussed. Sam Kerr is back in camp with the Matildas for the first time in more than a year. The Aussie superstar posted pictures on social media with teammates this morning. Kerr remains eligible to resume the captaincy when she returns from injury, despite her legal troubles in London.
You know, as her teammate and a friend, I'm nothing but happy for her. I'm just really happy that she's here around us. Like I said, it's great for not only her, but for the team.
Kerr won't play in the upcoming friendlies against South Korea. Some of the country's best racehorses are in action today at Rose Hill in the rescheduled Tancred Stakes meeting that was abandoned due to rain on Saturday. English import Dubai Honour is back for another shot at Sydney's Autumn Riches. The 7-year-old won the Tancred Queen Elizabeth Stakes double back in 2023.
He's a horse that really seems to thrive off travelling for whatever reason it is. We're happy, and any rain that comes for him is of benefit.
Champion filly Treasure the Moment is a hot favourite for the other Group 1 race on the card, the Vinery State Stud Stakes. And finally, being a referee in any sport is the most thankless of tasks, so it pays off to be able to defend yourself. Take a look at these wild scenes from a football game in Peru. Brandishing a plastic bottle, a member of the losing side's coaching staff charges towards the referee, who responded with a swift karate kick to the head. Police intervened to calm down the simmering tensions, but not surprisingly, the wild scenes led to the match being called off. Think of other ways to solve those problems, Tash. But
yes, talking.
Exactly. Give it a go.
Thank you. Coming up this afternoon on The Debrief, Peter Dutton, accused of measuring up the curtains at Kirribilli. Is the opposition leader overconfident? Our panel weighs in. Plus, Australian voters fear Trump's America. We unpack a concerning new poll and the casting call for a younger and sleeker Mr. Bond. That's coming up next.
She might be my dream woman.
To win her heart.
My boyfriend isn't very happy with you.
He'll put his life on the line.
You break it, I'll break you.
We're dead. We need to back out of this.
I swear you've got some kind of death wish.
We are going to have a problem.
Home and Away. Tonight at 7 on 7.
I'm Nat from O'Brien.
These cracks all started as chips.
Happens a lot.
We replace thousands of windscreens.
But a chip repair is faster, cheaper and greener.
And with car insurance, your repair is usually free.
Book today.
We're for those going from A to B. And right now, we're for Max, who has a pothole keeping him from Nan's pot roast. Join NRMA,
Thanks, mate.
Australia's largest roadside assistance network.
Make Easter super at Super Cheap Auto. Save 30% on the Bowden's Own detailing range when you buy 3 or more. Or get 20% off Century Automotive and 4-wheel drive batteries. Plus club members get $5 credit for every 100 spent. Make it super. Super Cheap Auto.
Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim, a breakthrough in sleep technology that senses and responds, helping to align your body. Innovation never felt so good. In store now.
Buy any pack of Arnott Shapes and you could win the new Xbox Series X Digital Edition every day. Plus, there's 30,000 PC Game Pass prizes to be won instantly. Buy any pack of Arnott Shapes to enter.
Vanish Gold Pro is tackling the world's toughest stains with only one shirt.
There's no way this will come out.
Even in cold and short cycles, one scoop of Vanish is safe on clothes and lifts the toughest of stains. Trust Vanish, forget stains.
When you power your home with great value and sustainable energy plans from Engie, everything becomes epic. With Engie, it's possible.
Welcome back. Peter Dutton is facing accusations of being overconfident after declaring he'd live in Kirribilli House in Sydney instead of the lodge in Canberra if he was elected. Joining us this afternoon on the debrief is Jonathan Edwards from 5AA and also music commentator Poppy. Good afternoon to both of you. Poppy, I may start with you. The Prime Minister says Mr Dutton is already measuring up the curtains. Do you think this is political play or could Mr Dutton be too confident?
I think it is the most lame smack talk that I have ever heard. I'm embarrassed for everyone involved. Honestly, I mean, the Treasurer called him arrogant. It's been called, pot talk. I honestly just feel like if you're going to smack talk this close to election, at least make it interesting. And then, my opinion, who cares where he's located? I mean, as long as he's good at his job, right?
Yeah, Poppy makes a great point there, Jonathan, in regards to let's talk about not cheap shots, let's talk about serious policies, right? And who's going to make a real difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all this does to people is go, are these guys really this out of touch? Like, we're playing these games already when there's so many people right across Australia are suffering financially in terms of healthcare, and they want policy of how it's going to be improved. Not to mention, aren't we more of a plantation shutter kind of era these days than the Drapes? I don't know. But for Peter Dutton, I think stick to his roots, stick to the grassroots, be the underdog. Aussies love an underdog.
It's really true. Now, talking about the election, a new Resolve poll suggests that Australians have really talked up their concerns about the current US President Donald Trump since he took office, with 60% of those surveyed now believing his election win has been really bad for Australia. Poppy, I think this, sometimes polls get it wrong, we know that, but I think this is really interesting research.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm going to say something controversial. I think maybe Australia needs to take a leaf out of America's book. In my whole life, I have always known Australia to be quite subservient to America, and I think we need to start looking after ourselves. That's what Trump does.
Yeah, he makes, America first, second and third. Jonathan probably makes a great point there. But do you think if, there has been allegations that Mr Dutton is trying to take some leaves out of, I guess, Donald Trump's book, and this is actually backfiring on him. Do you think that's true?
Oh, no, I think more and more people are wanting the Trump factor. They're wanting someone, like Poppy said, to stand up and look after Australians. The world has changed from COVID times to now. Our friends aren't maybe our friends, and I think people's words mean nothing. So we need to look after ourselves. We need to figure out who's who in the zoo and protect ourselves. And I think that if someone could do that, they will win the election.
I know it's at least 5 weeks away and anything can happen at this early stage. Who do you think's out front, Poppy?
Oh, I'm going to go Albanese. Isn't it common for him to get in second round?
For you, Jonathan, what do you think?
Well, I met Mr Albanese this morning, and yes, he's very happy to tell us that we're all getting $5 off in our tax cuts. But I think people want almost a wartime leader now. They want someone that's going to be honest and tell them how it is. And I think Peter Dutton is trying to do it, maybe a little bit better than Mr Albanese. So I'm saying Mr Dutton.
Yeah, a lot can happen in 5 weeks. And finally this afternoon, Amazon bosses are apparently looking to cast the youngest ever Bond, James Bond, for their new series. It's set to be a prequel set in the 1950s and 60s. Poppy, surely we have to have a mature age, Mr Bond. He needs life experience, doesn't he?
No, I'm all for this.
Are you?
Absolutely. I think it's different. You know, I kind of like the idea of an origin story, a prequel. It worked really well for Wonka. That was a commercial, critical success. And I'm all for it being an Aussie. What if it was Jacob Elordi?
Oh.
He's a babe, he's young, he's Australian. I mean, what could go wrong?
Aussie connection, I love that. Jonathan, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, absolutely. And I am available. This is a new tie. Happy to go back to my roots, back to MI6, whatever it takes. But yeah, I'm back in an Aussie. Maybe some stars from Home and Away, a bra boy as James Bond. Let's do it.
Oh, it's going to be an absolute hit. Jonathan, or Bond, James Bond. Thanks for joining us, Poppy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Still to come this afternoon on your national news at noon, our sit-down interview with the cast of White Lotus ahead of the highly anticipated finale.
Close to the epicentre in central Myanmar, the cruelty of this disaster is everywhere.
More people on the ground.
A campaign to take down Tesla, rallying against owner Elon Musk.
You need the team that never stops.
Big steps promise as shoppers struggle to find their feet.
7 News, unstoppable.
Let's work it, Tucky Mints. To the left, to the right. 1 and 2 and 3, all right. Feeling fresh, feeling fine. You're 500 grams for $4.99. Yes, you are. Aldi, good different.
I'm Nat from O'Brien.
These cracks all started as chips.
Happens a lot.
We replaced thousands of windscreens.
But a chip repair is faster, cheaper and greener.
And with car insurance, your repair is usually free.
Book today.
It's not about years. Age is power. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream with Q10 and creatine for visibly reduced wrinkles in 7 days. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream SPF 30. Skin is for feeling your power. Nivea is for skin.
It's not where we go, but how far we go and the moments we have along the way. Introducing the all-new Audi Q6 e-tron. Electrifying, exhilarating, invigorating. It's a new era that powers us forward and leaves us breathless. This is you. This is us. This is Audi.
$330 for the night.
Not bad.
$250 for the night.
How?
It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago compares hotel prices from more than 100 booking sites so you can save up to 30%. Hotel Trivago.
Vodafone's just doubled its network coverage. To celebrate, get double data. That's a massive 100 gigs for just $39. Make your move to Vodafone.
Feels like us now.
About time.
It's not just how a room looks that matters, it's how it feels. Porter's, paint with heart and soul.
ANZ Plus helps you get your money sorted, so you can think about other things like the Roman Empire, needing to sneeze, Alaskan Malamutes, German techno, that actor from that TV show.
My name's David.
Your neighbour Paul. Oh, and your missing bomber jacket. ANZ Plus has powerful tools that give you more confidence, so you can spend less mind on money.
when the lucky country isn't so lucky. It's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Care that works. From a team you know, in a place you belong. Your place. Welcome to Hammond Care Home Care.
Easter's calling. Get out there and camp more with up to 50% off tents by these great brands. Explore more ways to play and save this Easter. Play more and pay less at Anaconda.
The White Lotus is one of the hottest shows in the world right now. The latest episode dropped here last night with a few more interesting twists and turns. And now some of the big stars are here in Australia. Our culture editor Sally Bowery sat down with the actors ahead of next week's highly anticipated finale.
Tash, fans are eagerly awaiting the final episode of The White Lotus Season 3, and I sat down with two of its stars, Leslie Bibb and Natasha Rothwell. Ladies, welcome to Australia. Hopefully the location of White Lotus Season 4, we're all hoping for it, but oh my gosh, what a ride this season has been. What was it like coming into this? Have you been shocked with the fan base?
I had no idea. When the show came out, how beloved. And the memes and the GIFs or GIFs or whatever they're called, and I didn't understand that.
Tsunami.
For you, Natasha, you sort of had that soft landing already because you were already part of an iconic season, the first season. Did you give any hints to the ladies and to the rest of the cast about sort of what to expect?
You know, I remember sending a text to the whole cast when we, the iconic arrival scene where everyone sort of arrives. It's sort of a harrowing day because you have everyone on the call sheet working. So I sent this text message being like, bring your granola bars, bring a good attitude. Yeah. It's going to be rough, but this is the moment to show up. And so, yeah.
It's also big shoes to fill. So you don't want to mess it up.
I feel really lucky to be here. You see, your partner Sam had a scene that sears through your brain. I mean, it sticks with the audience.
Isn't he so good?
It was extraordinary.
I read it, and I was saying to Sammy, he was going to go to South Africa and do this movie, and I was like, ooh, there is this monologue by this guy, Frank, and they better get a good actor because that monologue is so good. I found what was really integral for Kate and I think for all of us girls was that what we were not saying.
Do you remember meeting me? Yeah, your hair,
the silences in between are what is really being said.
Maybe.
I think there's something too to only being able to see it once a week.
Yeah. Yes. Appointment viewing, and we are all here for it, hanging on the edge of our seats.
I hope you enjoy Thailand. We usually go to the Caribbean.
Tash, the final episode of Season 3 of The White Lotus drops on Max on Monday.
Cannot wait, Sal, thank you. There's Taking the Plunge, and then there is this. New Zealand kayaker Zach Mutton has shared this incredible video of a daring stunt in the US state of Oregon, launching headfirst down a 30-metre waterfall. It was a new personal record for the athlete, capturing the whole thing, as you do, on a 360-degree camera attached to a pole. Still ahead, Amelia Mulcahy with all your latest weather details.
Thanks, Tash. We're keeping an eye on flooding across a huge area of the country this week. Those details up next.
Richard Harris was executed in 2017.
What is your professional assessment?
You want me to profile a dead serial killer. Why?
He's not actually dead.
The hunt is on.
Some of the most dangerous criminals escaped from a classified prison. It was no accident. Someone wanted those killers back out in the world.
What are you hiding?
The Hunting Party. Stream tonight on 7+.
Ita Buttrose here on behalf of Compact Home Lifts. Did you know that Compact Home Lifts has helped thousands of Australians to keep living in the home they love? Whether you have an immediate need or simply want to future-proof your home, Compact Home Lifts has the perfect solution for you. You can have confidence when choosing Compact Home Lifts Just look at the hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google. Call the team now for a free quote or visit compactlifts.com.au.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Team Sue too.
I've been Team Sue for years.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Sue. And that is Jake.
Care that works. From a team you know, in a place you belong. Your place. Welcome to Hammond Care Home Care.
Join Energy Australia's Flexi Plan and get a $200 sign-up credit on your first electricity bill. Join Energy Australia online today or call 1333 466.
I created you to clean and freshen our toilet every day.
But there's a better Bref way.
Bref Power Active. Every flush activates its power to keep your toilets clean and fresh 24/7. That's a must. Bref Power Active.
Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim, a breakthrough in sleep technology that senses and responds, helping to align your body. Innovation never felt so good. In store now.
We are all effervescent in our own special way. Don't you think? But sometimes dehydration can cause us to lose our fizz, leaving us feeling less than lively. Reach for Hydrolite every day. It rehydrates you faster than water alone. Available in various flavours and formats for you to choose from. Get them all for a great price every day at Chemist Warehouse.
You work hard for your money. Those early mornings and long days. Your dedication and passion, diligence and foresight, building towards your future. Now, it's time to make your money work hard for you. CFMG Capital has a proud track record returning 100% of capital invested with 100% of the published targeted returns. Whatever goals you have set for yourself, CFMG Capital will help get you there. Real people delivering real results.
When I was in hospital, helping hands came from everywhere so I could get better. Lend yours by donating to Sydney Children's Hospital's Foundation today.
Afternoon's headlines: housing, trade, security and transport are on the election campaign agenda today. The Prime Minister and Liberal leader also trading barbs from across the country. The Reserve Bank is preparing to make its call on whether to cut the official cash rate for a second time today. Also making news, a Sydney mother has been charged over the attempted stabbing murders of her 3 children. The window to try and find any more survivors in the rubble of the Southeast Asia earthquake is closing fast. And astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams have addressed the media for the first time since splashing safely back down to Earth from their extended stay in space. Let's check those weather details now with Amelia Mulcahy. Good afternoon once again, Amelia. The poor affected residents in Queensland are expecting more rain at the moment.
Tash, that's right. Yet another soggy day there with particular concern for heavy rain with thunderstorms. Let's take a look. We've got the remnants of ex-tropical cyclone Diane, now a low and a trough sitting across the north of the country, and that system's really drawing moisture in. Today it is inching closer to Queensland, so expect showers tending to rain in the southwest there, with thunderstorms possible too. Now those storms are what will deliver the heaviest falls, possibly as much as 100 millimetres about southern Queensland and the New South Wales Northern Rivers region. Now these are the areas where there is already concern for flooding. These are the current warnings in place, and this latest round of rain is likely to prolong high river levels across a number of catchments. Today, well, just a shower or two on the way for Brisbane, up to 26 there. Maybe a shower over Sydney, 23. That's the forecast top for Melbourne as well, where there'll be a bit of sunshine. Sunny in Adelaide too, up to 27. And in the west, finally some relief from the heat, up to 31 there. While inland, rain for Alice Springs on top of the 50 millimetres that fell there overnight. Now looking ahead, tomorrow is when the rain kicks in Brisbane. Anywhere from 10 to 45 millimetres is tipped. In Sydney, staying in the mid-20s this week, warming to 27 on Thursday. Melbourne can expect a couple of showers with a front from Thursday, dipping to 18 Friday, and that front dropping the temperature in Adelaide for the second half of the week too. And by Friday, Perth will see its coolest day in more than a month, dropping to 24 degrees. So a very busy week weather-wise, Tash.
Amelia, thank you. And that's Seven's national news at noon for this Tuesday. We'll have updates for you throughout the day before our next bulletin at 4 p.m. I'm Natasha Belling. Thanks so much for your company. Have a lovely afternoon.
The 7 News app will give you the news you want. Download now. Seven's broadcast of the AFL is brought to you by Coles.
In he comes. That is absolutely perfect. Oh, yes. The miracle goal. He is unstoppable today. Sensational.
Meet these acrobatic experts in treetop travel. But landing in the wrong place could prove fatal. In such landscapes, only the most ingenious will make it.
Tom Hanks brings you The Americas, tonight 7:30.
This is Minecraft.
Any questions?
Yeah, quite a few actually.
Fair enough.
In this world, creativity is key to survival.
You want me to fight the chicken?
Chicken jockey!
A Minecraft movie in cinemas Thursday.
One of the things that really stood out to me was the no win, no fee. Basically, if it hadn't been no win, no fee, I couldn't have afforded to pay them if I hadn't won.
No win, no fee, LHD.
Feels like us now.
About time.
It's not just how a room looks that matters, it's how it feels. Porter's, paint with heart and soul.
This day is happening, and for where it's headed, it's going to need more dollops and gulps. Because with the good in dairy farmers, you start with oomph.
When I was in hospital, helping hands came from everywhere so I could get better. Lend yours by donating to Sydney Children's Hospital's Foundation today.
Ita Buttrose here on behalf of Compact Home Lifts. Did you know that Compact Home Lifts has helped thousands of Australians to keep living in the home they love? Whether you have an immediate need or simply want to future-proof your home, Compact Home Lifts has the perfect solution for you. You can have confidence when choosing Compact Home Lifts. Just look at the hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google. Call the team now for a free quote or visit compactlifts.com.au.
The Front Bar and Sydney's 104.9 Triple M are teaming up to take you and a mate to the 2025 AFL Gather Round in South Australia.
Gather round, this is big.
To win flights, accommodation and tickets, watch the Front Bar Wednesday on 7.
As per usual.
Then listen to Triple M Breakfast the next morning.
Those guys are great.
Being able to talk to an Instant Scripts doctor anytime, day or night, helps us feel better already.
Over 2 million Australians have turned to Instant Scripts for their healthcare needs. Our doctors are here for you 24/7.
It's not about years, age is power. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream with Q10 and creatine for visibly reduced wrinkles in 7 days. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream SPF 30. Skin is for feeling your power. Nivea is for skin.
Go on, take the plunge. Find out how adults can improve their reading and writing skills. Call the Reading Writing Hotline.
1300 6556.
It could change your life.
In 1 kilometre, turn right.
Nissan X-Trail e-Power. Hybrid reinvented. You don't drive it, you glide it.
Oh, you're in the big leagues now.
How was your vacations there?
Oh, I needed one.
With your 10% loyalty program discount, that's $330 for the night.
Not bad.
$250 for the night.
Hold up. How?
It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago compares hotel prices from more than 100 booking sites, so you can save up to 30%.
Trivago is my secret tactic.
Hotel? Trivago.
What kind of crazy life hack is this?
The dishwasher doesn't dry the dishes well enough.
Try Finish Rinse Safe.
For 2 times better drying, including on plastic, improving shine and protecting glasses.
Finish, the real life hack.
Aldi's tender porterhouse steak is so tender you can cut it with a butter knife. Made of butter. Now only $5.99 for a 200-gram pack at Aldi. Good different.
Australian Idol proudly partnering with Solo by MYOB, the new admin app for sole operators. Do less work.